Ketan, what ended up drawing you to franchising in the first place? Looking at it.
When I was growing up, I saw my mom. She was an entrepreneur. She started a private tutoring business. And when I was in the fifth grade, I would teach math to kids in the first and second grade. And when I got older, seventh grade, I would teach the third and fourth graders mathematics. And then when I grew older, I used to teach. So my family profession is teaching, and I learned how she ran the business, how she paid salaries to the employees, and so when I got into corporate world, and I I grew up and I got into corporate world, I always had the dream to run my own business. I want to be my own boss because you always look up to a role model, and so your mom is a role model in so many ways. For me, she filled the box. So now I could have started my mom and pop business, but the reason I did franchise was I felt like if I had somebody that can hold me through the process and have the systems, because in the beginning there's just so much out there to learn when you're running a business. Your legal matters, HR, hiring and firing. There's just an enormous amount of things you got to learn when you start a business. So it just made it easy and simple to think about a franchise.
And thinking about the process of researching it, I know you've seen it from many angles, but what do you see as the value of maybe working with a consultant? Because you can just
Hmm.
go online and try to look for what looks good, but what do
Hmm.
you see as the
Well,
value?
quick background: 25 years in corporate world. Uh, my foundation, my degree was in engineering, and so you put an engineer that loves to think about details to the nth level of details. I could be analyzing and getting paralyzed, analysis paralysis, and so I'll repeat your question one more time.
Sure. It was just, what's the value you see in working with a consultant?
Yes, so you think about navigating through a swimming pool. Let's say the first time you learned how to swim. I don't know how many people would have dived into a pool without somebody watching them. Now, some people do accidentally fall in the pool. I use that analogy in this space because if you had the option to hire a coach or hire somebody that knows how deep that pool is and how they can get you out, how they can rescue you out, they know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what would be a right fit, what kind of pool would be the right fit for your strengths and weaknesses and your passions. I needed somebody that could help me, could understand my needs, and can guide me through the process and show me the world's an ocean. I can't be running all kinds of businesses. I'm running one business and I want to be successful at that one business. And so I felt the need for a consultant that can hold my hand in the dark room and take me across.
Hmm. And, we worked together. What was your kind of experience working with me?
Oh my gosh. Our first call, since the first call, and the assessments that you do, and then the guidance that you provide, and then you help me connect the dots. Like I was saying, right? You can't run a business that you don't have your heart in. I mean, you could be successful, but you won't feel fulfilled. And you helped me figure out what would be the right business that would fulfill my being, my purpose, my calling. And so you helped me connect the dots to what would be an ideal franchise for me to purchase and be successful at it. So I owe it to you for helping me connect the dots and seeing what I could have never seen myself as to what I was capable of.
You're definitely very successful at what you chose to do, you know. Last question is what would you say to anyone considering working with me?
When you're working with Lance, you want to you want to think open mind. You want to come in with an open mind. Lance will hold your hands, and he knows the process. He's done this with amazing number of individuals out there. And so when you're working with Lance, rest assured you're working with a professional. You feel like you are getting served. He might have 1,000 clients, but he will make you feel like you're the only one, and he provides that level of customer service on top of the skill sets that that he brings to the table. So me, when you're working with Lance, remember one thing: come with an open mind.
Thank you.